Welcome back to Filmmaking for Dummies. Today we are diving into one of the most exciting and crucial part of filmmaking, location scouting, Recce as we call it. Whether you are shooting a short film, a commercial, a music video, or a feature film, finding the perfect location can make or break your project. What is location scouting? It is the process of finding and securing the perfect spot to bring your story to life. It is not just about how a place looks. It's about how it feels, how practical it is, and how it fits into your story, and of course, budget. It's an element which makes a strong contribution to your storytelling. The very important aspect is that it is not just a backdrop. It tells the viewers a lot of details about your character and story. Let's look at the various steps to do this process effectively. Step 1. Identifying location from a script. Your script is your blueprint. Start by breaking it down scene by scene. Every good script will include cues about where the story takes place. Whether it is a bustling city street, a quiet forest, or a lavish mansion, these locations are crucial to the atmosphere of the story. But here is the catch. Not every script will give you a clear-cut location. Sometimes it's up to you as a filmmaker to interpret the scene and find the perfect spot to bring it to life. It may or may not be the same as in the script. You may feel that the scene fits much better in a different location, not the one which is mentioned in the script. This is one of the most interesting parts of filmmaking, connecting the scene with the backdrop. As I always say, every aspect of filmmaking should focus on one thing, and that is storytelling. Now highlight these scenes and the locations in your script and create a list. This will be your starting point for the hunt. Step 2. Define your vision. Before you even step out of the door, you need to know what you are looking for. Start by creating a mood board or a list of key elements your location needs. Is it a cozy coffee shop for a romantic scene, a dark restaurant for a clandestine meeting, or a roadside tea stall for a chance encounter? The more specific you are, the easier it will be to narrow down your options. Think of locations that may not agree with conventional thinking. For example, a passionate love story set against a gritty, dark backdrop may be interesting. Remember, it's part of your storytelling. Here is a tip. Reach out to local filmmakers or photographers. They often have hidden gems to share. Step 3. Clubbing locations into one site. Here, a two-bedroom flat is converted into a card player's den and the boss's office. The exterior of a school and a classroom were converted into a court exterior and a police station. Budget and time constraints often mean you can't shoot in multiple places. So get creative. Find one location that can double or even triple as different settings. This was just a short phone conversation. It was not viable for us to go to a bar to shoot it, both time-wise and budget-wise. So this small setup with a few wine glasses and colored light, we created it in one of the bedrooms in a bungalow where we were shooting another scene. A single warehouse can be transformed into an office, a nightclub, and a storage facility with the right design and angles. Step 4. Convert spaces into your locations. This police station was created in a classroom. A location might not initially look movie-friendly, but with a little imagination, it can be made to work. Sometimes the perfect location doesn't exist, but that doesn't mean you can't create it. An empty room can become a cafe, a classroom, or even a spaceship with the right set design and props. Think outside the box and visualize the potential of every space. Step 5. Visit the location. Once you have shortlisted a few spots, it's time to visit them in person. Pay attention to the lighting, the acoustics, and the overall vibe. Take lots of photos and videos from different angles. And don't forget to check for practicalities like parking, power sources, holding areas, and restrooms. If you are doing a sing sound shoot, make sure to take your sound recordist to the location. He may accept or reject the location, or he may need to do extra planning to get good sound. Step 6. Logistics. Get permissions. This is a big one. Always get permissions to shoot at a location. Whether it's a public park or a private property, you will need permits or written consent. Be professional, explain your project, and negotiate terms if we need it. Trust me, you don't want to deal with legal issues mid-shoot. Assess logistics. Think about your crew, equipment, and schedule. Is the location accessible? Is there enough space for everyone? Are there any potential hazards? Make a checklist of everything you will need from permits to parking passes and plan accordingly. This doesn't mean you can't shoot at small, narrow areas or different locations. If such a place is essential and tells the story better, you should go for it. You just need to plan much more to have a peaceful shoot. Finalize and lock it in. Once you have found the perfect spot, confirm all the details with the property owner or local authorities. Double check your permits, create a shortlist, and make sure everyone on your team knows the plan. And don't forget you have a backup location, just in case. If possible, do a test shoot or at least a location visit with all the members of the principal crew. This will help you identify any issues with lighting, sound, or space before the big day. It's also a great opportunity to get your crew familiar with the location. If you are shooting for many days at the same location, this test shoot will help you a lot in fixing your logistics in advance. Step 7. Dressing up spaces to suit your script. This is where the magic happens. Use props, furniture, and decorations to transform a generic space into something unique. A couple of red cars, two Africans carrying a fish, and a couple of kids playing football converted this warehouse backyard in Mumbai into Somalia. Remember, your devil is in the details. It is not just about filling a room with furniture. It's about creating an environment that reflects the world of your story. Does your character live in a minimalistic apartment because he is emotionally distant? Or are they surrounded by clutter because that reflects their state of mind? These little details in a space can tell a huge story. The kind of props in a room can define the character's financial background, cultural framework, artistic taste, and moreover, his or her frame of mind. Think about how props, colors, and textures can enhance the mood or hint at something about the character. This was actually the landing of a staircase. We converted it into a hotel room because we wanted the VT station to be seen through the window. Window curtains, a switchboard on the wall, and an intercom converted the staircase space into a hotel room. Props create locations out of spaces. Never underestimate the power of props. A single prop can define a location. A telescope can turn a balcony into an observatory. A stack of books can make a room feel like a library. Props are your secret tool for creating believable spaces. Landmarks can add authenticity and grandeur to your film. Think of the Eiffel Tower in Inception or the Statue of Liberty in Planet of the Apes. If your script calls for a recognizable location, scout for landmarks that can elevate your story. A standing lamp becomes an important prop to accentuate the suicide attempt by Raju Rastogi in Three Idiots. Props are more than just objects on a table. They can turn a mundane space into a specific location. A lamp can be the defining element of a room, or a piece of artwork can set the tone for an entire scene. In a way, props create locations. They add depth and personality. This lowered chandelier in the palatial courtroom suggests the late night timing of the meeting. Even a simple chair or a broken window can tell you exactly where you are and what the story's vibe is. Step 8. Rewriting script to suit locations. Sometimes you find a location that's perfect but doesn't exactly match your script. Don't be afraid to tweak your script to fit that location. A small change in dialogue or action may make the scene work seamlessly in the new setting, and who knows, it may turn out to be better than the original one. This adaptability and constant evolution makes filmmaking the most interesting creative process. This doesn't mean changing the whole story, but it could mean adjusting scenes to make use of what is available. This piled up tiles was part of a construction happening at the location. This turned out to be an interesting location for this conversation. Maybe a scene set in a modern office could work perfectly in an old, charming bookstore you just discovered. When you find a gem of a location, be flexible and find ways to incorporate it in your story. Step 9. Location through camera frame. A location might look great in person, but how does it look on camera? A location in a movie is shaped by the camera. The way you frame a shot can completely change how you perceive a location. A simple narrow road can seem menacing if you shoot it with dark, dramatic lighting. On the other hand, wide shots can make vast open landscapes feel peaceful or overwhelming. The camera frame is an extension of the location itself. Remember, it is the lens through which the audience experiences the space. Always scout with your camera or phone. Frame your shots, check the lighting, and see how the location translates on screen. This will save you a lot of headaches later. Step 10. Combination of sets and locations. Some scenes require a mix of real locations and built sets. Here we use the hostel ambience and put a set for the hostel room. The rooms in the hostel were very small and we couldn't have put a camera, other equipment, and 3 actors in one of them. The removable walls of the set gave me access from all directions into the room. For example, you may shoot the exterior of a house on location and build the interior in a studio. This gives you control over lighting and sound while maintaining reality. Finally, look for elements in your location that can enhance your story. A broken clock can symbolize lost time. A lone tree in a barren landscape can evoke loneliness. These subtle details can add layers of meaning to your life. In Legerho Munna Bhai, the dramatic shots were done during high tide. I used top angles to do them so that I get the violently lashing waves in my frame. They added considerable energy to those shots. The elements of a location, weather, time of day, season, can all add layers to your narrative. A rainy street could evoke loneliness or tension, while a sun-drenched beach could symbolize freedom or nostalgia. Remember, locations aren't just backdrops. They are part of the emotional landscape of your film. Location scouting is much more than just picking a place to film. It is about transforming spaces, using props, and finding the perfect frame to tell your story. Your location can become as important as your character, so make sure you think creatively when bringing them to life. Location scouting might seem overwhelming at first, but with the right preparation and mindset, it can be one of the most rewarding parts of filmmaking. Remember, the perfect location doesn't just look good, it tells a story. So go out there, explore, and find the spot that brings your vision to life. And there you have it, the ultimate guide to location scouting. Remember, a great location isn't just a backdrop, it's a character in your story. So take your time, get creative, and find the places that bring your script to life. Next time, when you watch a film, look behind the actors and keep an eye on the surroundings, the backdrop. Does it tell you a story? If your answer is yes, it is the result of using a good location, good production design, perfect use of lensing, lighting, and a creative sound design. Keeping an eye on this aspect may change the way you watch movies for the rest of your life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy scouting!